we are going to get the first segment of the day started. Boardwalking with your boy Cap and Colt. That's right. If you want more analysis on another play, if I don't stop by one game long enough, because I don't have a lot of staunch opinions here in the NBA to start things off. If you got anything on your mind, anything in between you've been looking at, please feel free. The live chat is open. I'll pop your comment up on the screen. We can all talk about it. We'll have a fucking blast. Jump in. The live chat's open. I'll be here the whole doggone day. So without further ado, my friends, let me click on over here. Get us in that old full screen mode, if you will. Make sure this is out of my way. All right. Now, without further ado, my friends, let me get this. Okay. Let's do one of these numbers as always. And my friends, we dive into the NBA slate of the day. Now, we need to hide that because, hey, we don't need to see that. Okay, beautiful. My friends, we're going to start things off. Rotation number 559, 560, top of your screen there. The Denver Nuggets against the Indiana Pacers. 6:10 p.m. Central Standard Time tip. You can see it right there on your screen, opened up, and I'll run through these right here so you guys kind of know where I'm at and what I'm talking about. Once again, opened up 9.5 across the markets. The total opened up at 232 as well. Right now, you can see that Denver, as the favorite, is getting 66% of the tickets and 52% of the money right now. So definitely a public side on Denver laying the wood. Looks like 9.5 held pretty firm across the entire market, and then looks like the total's starting to trickle up a little bit. 234. Circa, our good friends over at Circa, shout out right behind us there. Good friends over at Westgate as well. You see that. 233.5 up to DraftKings. Caesars and WinBet identical. Actually, WinBet up to 234.5. So I'm looking at this one right off the jump. Obviously, we're seeing no splits, nothing all too major of note. I'm not going to tell you to run to the Pacers with the way they've been playing as of late and grab those 9.5. I do think that this over has some value, though. I can actually, let me pull up the old Action Network app, see if they got anything brewing on this game. Shout out brewing. Shout out to Ether Brews. I always think about those guys. Shout out. Let's see here. Let me get to the actual right slate. We need NBA, not NHL. Colt, what do you think? All right, there we go. So Denver, Indiana, the under right now is actually getting the action. 29% bets, 52% of money wagered on the under right now per the Action Network app. So do with that information as you please. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if I'm seeing WinBet move it up that much after open. If Circa's honoring it by 2 points, Circa is usually pretty tried and true with their line movement. So I would say my best bet out of this matchup. Again, I have no plays, nothing here in this one. I would take the over 234 in Denver and Indiana. So I will. I'll put these on the ones that I say my leans. I'll put these on my tracking app and just kind of see, or I'll just put them in my bet slip and I'll see, like, kind of where the line movement, what happens as the show rolls along here. But there you go. First one, over 234, 233.5, 234.5. I think 235 might be my top on that one. But if Circa's moving it, oh, there you go. 234.5. Circa just caught the hook as well. So I think it's literally just as we talked. You see that red right there just moved up to 234.5. So I think that over is going to be the solid play. I look at that less as a sharp play on the under and more of some severe monetary liability for the old books that they're going to be wanting to take care of. So there you go. There you have it. Let's keep it moving. Next game right up on tap. The Dallas Mavericks against the Cleveland Cavaliers, rotation number 561, 562. This one is actually our moneyline dice roll of the day here. So we'll get into that segment once the show rolls on. But this game's a little bit bizarre. Dallas obviously just rolled the Lakers last night, covered that 12.5. The Lakers are dead. They look terrible. I'll be talking about it on the second half of the show. But I'm not really sure. I think that you kind of go with Cleveland in this spot. The number is dropping down more in their favor. Obviously, Dallas being the public side so far, 57% of tickets, 53% of money. If I'm leaning anywhere, especially with this line movement right now, do your line shopping because it looks like you can still get a hook and maybe 3 in some spots. I would lean towards the Cleveland Cavaliers plus the 3, and then no opinion on the total as of right now. So there you go. There you have it. Moving right along. Rotation number 563 and 564. We got the Orlando Magic and the Washington Wizards. Right now, the Wizards are I wouldn't say severe public home favorite, but they are the public favorite nonetheless. 57% of tickets and 66% of bets coming in on the Washington spread. They are a 3-point home favorite, 3.5 in some spots. Opened up at 4, so you be the judge if you seeing all the handle coming in on that favorite and that getting easy for them to cover is the right thing for you to back or not. I don't think so. I think you take Orlando, but I'm not all the way sold on that by any means. Total opened up at 222, down to 218.5 in a lot of spots. 219 looks hold firm. Does look like that under is the public favorite once again, but I don't know if the books are kind of honoring it. I see that as a little bit more of some setup there. So I would say, as I'm having all types of damn problems with my headphones here. Hey, there we go. Now I can hear in both ears again. Son of a bitch. All right. Yeah. So that's what I would say. If I'm leaning anywhere in Orlando, Washington, I am going to lean Orlando in the points, and I would lean towards the over. I think that's a little fugazi. A lot of monetary liability coming in on the under. Next one up. Rotation number 565, 566. We got the Charlotte Hornets and the New York Knickerbockers. Right now, it did open up as a virtual pick'em. Right now, Charlotte's been steamed up all the way to the 3-point favorite. Looks like across the market, 2.5 point, kind of depend on where you're looking. So do your line shopping if you do want to get involved with Charlotte. Right now, though, even with that flip, that movement, doesn't really surprise me. New York, 53% of bets and 59% of money wagered on their spread. So them being the home dog, that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Anytime the Knicks play an MSG and they're a dog, you got to anticipate that the entire public and all of their brothers are going to be backing them. Now, do I know if it's the right side or not today? I don't think so. I can't really tell you one way or another. Obviously, that money isn't that severe of a monetary split. So I would tell you with this line moving up in Charlotte's favor after a pick'em at open, maybe think about backing the Hornets, but anytime I've seen movement like this, it's like, oh yeah, that's the movement you got to back. The opposite side ends up winning by 50. So the books are all backwards and confused this year on the NBA. That's why I don't have a bunch of plays, but that's where my head leans there as far as the spread goes. And the total, you see it there, opened up 226 down to 223.5, 223 in some spots across the market. So I think that under is the play. You see the under, though, is getting 60% of the tickets. However, the over is getting 53% of bets. So not super, super sharp, but still just a little bit more than what you would like to see there as far as a split if you really want to get involved with that under. Then again, I do think both of these line movements are a little fugazi on the spread and on the total. I think it's getting people to buy into the under, getting people to buy into the Charlotte Hornets, and I think it's going to be New York and the over, but I'm by no means hammering that in any regards. That's a hard lean, my friend. So we keep it moving. We keep it grooving. Let me take a sip of that H2O in. I just wanted to rhyme. I know that it's not H2O in, it's H2O. I understand. I just needed to rhyme. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. 2 hydrogen molecules mixed in with a little oxygen. They come together, go in my gullet, down, and I just feel like a brand new humming bean. So we keep it steaming on down the tracks. Rotation number 567, 568. Minnesota Timberwolves, Toronto Raptors. Right now, you can see it there. The line has dropped down. Opened up as Toronto, the 4-point home favorite, down to 3 points now. Total opened at 228.5. Looks like some spots up to 229, but for the most part, it's holding pretty stand firm at that 228.5. I would say get involved with the over if I was a betting man. Typically, I'm gonna have your eyes go over here. Typically, when you see this 57-60, somewhere in this ballpark right here, what that generally tells me is that the sharps and the public are lining up. The sharps and the public have the same kind of thought process. It's not like 80 and 80 where, oh yeah, that's just all the whole public side, everything. What that tells me is that the sharps got involved early and then the public started to filter in, but there's still a lot of public bettors that are thinking this one stays under with how low this total is. I just don't buy that whatsoever. I would say, especially with how this one is kind of holding firm, I would definitely kind of think about getting involved in that under, or in the over rather, over 228.5. And then as far as Minnesota goes, I think I'd be wanting to get involved with them with this line dropping down. I mean, right now you see it, Minnesota 62% of bets, 62% of money, but that again is kind of that sharps and public lining up split for me. If it's anywhere from 65 to 55, somewhere in that ballpark, that's kind of how I view it as far as that goes. So there you go. There you have that. All of my opinions on Minnesota and Toronto. No staunch opinions there. It's definitely hard leans for me. Next one up, 569, 570, the Miami Heat against the Boston Celtics. I actually do have a play out of this game. It's actually our Wednesday Warrior special play of the day, one of two special plays of the day, actually. We'll get to all of that. So I won't divulge too much here. I mean, obviously you can see opened up at 5, looked like it's holding pretty firm across the market, and kind of that sharp and public split I told you about on Miami, though. 60-60, right? 60-66. Yet this line is staying frozen across the market. When I talk about that, right, when I say the line is frozen, you're seeing a specific side getting 60, 70% of tickets and money, and you're seeing that line not move in their direction. Opposite side, the same exact thing we just talked about. Minnesota, they're getting that split. That line moved from 4 to 3. Right here, 5. I don't consider that 4.5. I think Circa opened that up at 4.5. Everywhere else, it's holding 5, right? And they're seeing that same split. So that's what I talk about frozen line. That type of stuff really, really, really not ticks me off. That's the wrong term. It just trips my trigger. There you go. Trips my triggers is what that does. And especially when it is on an underdog. So let me turn on my do not disturb there. That shit annoys me. So, okay, here we go. Do have a play on the spread. We'll tell you about it once we get to the Wednesday Warrior, but maybe you kind of know where I'm going, talking about frozen line and everything. But we'll keep this moving for right now. Into the next one. Rotation number 571, 572, my friends. This one's going to be a hot, stinking pile of shit. I can't lie to you. Sacramento Kings, Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets are without Christian Wood. They're without 2 other star players that I can't think of right now. If I had somebody else, drop it in the chat if you know. Either way, it's going to be bad. It's not going to be a good one. Everybody's thinking it's going to fly under, though. I guess I would agree with the public. Opened up 233.5, dropped down to 230.5 now, so that 3-point move at 230 in most spots, actually. So if the books are going to honor it that much, I suppose I can get involved with that under. But again, I'm telling you, stay away, guys. My eyes snapped to Houston right off the bat, the plus 2.5. That's what I saw. That's what I liked. I was all about it. And then I did some more research, and it was just like, wow, these outages, I don't know. I mean, yeah, they've been doing okay, but all those guys were actually in with them. So I'm going to go ahead and stay away from this one, and I highly suggest you do too. All right, 4 more on tap. We'll get through these here pretty quick. Next one up, 573, 574, Atlanta Hawks against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Right now, I got no opinions on this one at all. I'm not really concerned about money, bets, all this left, right, and center. Obviously, OKC is a huge home dog, public favorite dog. 100% of bets, 100% of money so far tracked for our friends over there at Wager Talk. You see it up at the screen. Shout out, and all of our guys over at Puck Time as well. I'll be able to talk about that here in just a little bit. But all of that being said, obviously, that's kind of what you anticipate seeing. Oklahoma City's played this upset kid role here at the end of the season. Obviously, they're probably not going to have a playoff spot, but watch me say that and then something happens. But no, they're probably not going to at all. Atlanta, I do say cooks them, but you know me. I'm not getting involved in laying 12.5 points of chalk. So I'm going to stay off of that one. And I'm also going to tell you that total is a stay away from me as well. I was going to say under, but I just think that's a total stay away from me as well. So keep it moving, keep it grooving. Next one up. 575, 576, the Memphis Grizzlies. I have a fuzz flying at me, excuse me. Pardon me. Hey, see, you laugh at me and you remember more shit. That's my method behind this madness. You laugh at my goofy face and you'll retain more of this nonsense here throughout the day. So, 575, 576, Memphis Grizzlies, San Antonio Spurs. Line opened up 6.5. Memphis as the road favorite, down to 5.5. 5 at DraftKings. What that screams to me, especially with it being DraftKings, you see DraftKings up there, the 5. What that says to me is pretty much, the DraftKings CEO said it himself. We don't want the sharp bettors playing on our app. So if they're making it easier for a favorite to cover, one of the public darlings, the Memphis Grizzlies, over there at DraftKings, what do you think's going to happen? I don't know. Call me crazy. I'd be interested in taking the points with the San Antonio Spurs. I know the Spurs ain't been spectacular. I know the Memphis Grizzlies have been hot. I'm just telling you what I see right now. 56% of the handle is on Memphis and 60% of the tickets. So, again, even with that, I think with that line movement, I would lean towards San Antonio. Actually, the more I look at that and that line movement, and I say that about DraftKings. Okay, hold on a minute. Yeah, that plus 5.5 is interesting. Drop down to 5.5 on FanDuel as well. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the old bet slip. We'll see what happens to it. Next one up, 577, 578, New Orleans Pelicans against the Portland Trail Blazers. I'm not going to waste breath that I want back on my death bet on this one, kids. Opened up at 10, up to 14.5. New Orleans Pelicans as a road favorite. Do I really give a damn about laying that much chalk, or do I think that you should even have a hinkling of doing so yourself? Hell to the no. Stay away. There's plenty of other value on this board. I would tell you that maybe the under is the right side, but I would stop it at 225. Opened up 228 down to 225.5 at DraftKings. But kind of building off of what I just said about DraftKings, maybe the over is the play here. Looks like a lot of monetary liability. 67% of bets, 92% of money coming in on that under. So, you know what? I'm kind of interested in that over, but that's a hard lean for me as far as things go there. Last one up on tap on the NBA slate. Rotation number 579, 580. We got the Phoenix Suns against the Golden State Warriors. Warriors are the 4.5-point home dog. Opened up as 6.5-point home dogs. Obviously, Phoenix has been playing solid, but Golden State has been scuffling hard, left, right, and center. I didn't look deep into this matchup because it's later on in the night, obviously 9-10 Central Time tips, so I don't really have to have a staunch opinion quite yet. But with that movement, oh boy, it makes you want to get involved with Golden State, doesn't it? Oh, what the hell happened to our board? Everything's disappearing. Okay, here we go. It's coming back. We got new updates. Everything was happening here all at once. So there you go. I honestly think with that movement, I think that's a movement you can buy into, especially. What have I been telling you this whole opening board walking segment here? 78% of bets, 56% of the handle on Phoenix minus 4.5. Yet it opened at minus 6.5. Down those 2 points. You got to have some confidence in backing Golden State plus 4.5. So I think that's going to be one I said, hey, I don't have any staunch opinions. I don't really even like this game. And now all of a sudden it's down to plus 4 on FanDuel. So think about it. I don't know. It's on the bet slip. We'll talk about it later. Okay. There you go. All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 NBA games covered for you here today, my friends.